None of these people have quite worked out how box junctions work. Good afternoon everybody, Calm Biker here. On a day so grey I think I could record this in black and white and still nobody would notice. Just coming out between rain showers, rainstorms. I mean, weird, really heavy rain and then just going away and then coming back as really heavy rain. But it's windy too, so the road dries up quite quickly, so it's quite nice. I wanted to talk to you today about gaming. I have quite a few people who watch my channel, and when I look at their channels I realise they are gamers because they put video of their games up. I've always liked gaming. I don't play as much as I used to. Other things take my time up, mainly work unfortunately. I'd rather be playing a game than going to work, but what can you do, eh? Lots and lots of diesel down here. Yeah, I used to play quite a lot on my computer and whatever. I mean, I started out gaming. I am an OG, original gamer. I started out gaming when a friend of mine got one of those things you plug into your TV. All these people are going through on red. That's quite impressive. One of those things you plugged into your TV and it had a little, it was a spinny thing, a little paddle or whatever you called it, and it allowed you to control your rectangular bat, move it up and down and play tennis against an opponent who also had a paddle and a rectangular bat. And you would bat forwards and backwards a square ball. And then you could flick a switch and you could play a different game. It was amazing. You had 3 or 4 games in the one thing. So you could play tennis, batting that ball backwards and forwards until somebody missed. Or you could play football, which was like tennis, but you had 2 bats each. Or you could play squash, which was like tennis, but you had, both you and your opponent had a bat on the same side of. Essentially, it was the same game, but it was good fun. It was amazing. To see a TV used for something other than watching TV was quite amazing. But from that point onwards, home video gaming just got better and better and better. So the next thing that kind of came along that was a big improvement was your Atari. I had an Atari 2600. The one that looked like a 1970s piece of furniture. It had wooden panelling and black plastic and huge metal switches, like the big metal switches you got on the original video recorders. A friend of mine had an Intellivision which was all manner of wonderful kind of touch buttons and spinny things and joysticks. Oh, it was amazing. It had Dungeons and Dragons on it. It was all different colours. It was brilliant. And then obviously it's just progressed from there and got better and better. You've got the power now in computers playing games and in PlayStations and all that kind of thing. I mean, I've got a PlayStation 3, so I'm a bit out of date, but even that, the graphics are amazing and the sound's brilliant. Although I do remember the wonder that we had when my friend on his Commodore 64 got Impossible Mission. Not Mission Impossible, no. Impossible Mission. Where you weren't Ethan Hunt, you were just Stickman. But it was the amazement that when you started the game, which was just basically a very basic platformer and actually quite boring, when you started it spoke. It was the first time we'd heard a game speak. Another visitor, stay a while, stay forever. Oh, it was incredible. And they just got better and better. Even the arcade machines. I mean, we started with Space Invaders and Pac-Man and Scramble and things like that. I used to go down to Devon to see my grandfather, and there was a pub there, and you weren't allowed in a room with a bar until you were 18 back then. So we were sent off upstairs where they had Scramble, and we'd play Scramble for hours on end, just chucking 10p's into the slot. We couldn't play Pac-Man because that was downstairs in the bar, so you had to be sneaky and kind of sneak down there and hide behind the machine while you were playing it, so the barmaid couldn't spot you. But those games got better and better too. Now the bad thing about them was you had to pay per game. But the good thing was they led the technology. Nowadays they're no better than your PlayStations, are they? So it seems to me there's not a lot of point in playing arcade games anymore. but they did lead the technology back then. I remember looking in amazement at Afterburner, if you remember Afterburner, where you were like a Top Gun jet pilot, and I think somebody's using that building site as somewhere to practice their off-road motorbikes. Yeah, Afterburner, it was all hydraulic rams, so it actually kind of threw you about while you were playing. Oh, it was amazing. It was about £1 a go, so I didn't have many goes on that one. But they're the things that amaze me and make me impressed by computer gaming. Now the thing that I don't like, the bad side. I think the bad side of computer gaming can be summed up in 2 titles. Clash of Clans, which I play, I actually run a clan, and Candy Crush, which I do play, because I'm addicted to the blooming thing. So I am a hypocrite. But the reason that they are everything bad, well, I'll just tell you about the games first in case you don't know. Clash of Clans, you build up your own town, you build up lots of different buildings, and in amongst those buildings you build buildings that generate troops, and then you can go fight with your troops against other people's troops on the internet. And when you're fighting, you're either going there to steal their stuff or beat them, and you can also have wars where your whole clan gets involved, and your clan is like, up to about 40 or 50 players. You all get involved and all have a battle. And while you're playing, basically all of the Clash of Clans features are open to every player. So you can have every upgrade, you can have every type of troop, it's all open and it's all available. With Candy Crush, you play a level to defeat a puzzle, and when you've beaten the puzzle, you get onto the next level. And you can play every level for free, no restrictions. So, no restriction in the same way of Clash of Clans. But the bit I dislike is how these companies make their money. So before, people would make money by selling games, or you went to an arcade and you're paying to play. Now, they're putting games in your hand, on your tablet, on your phone, that you can play at home or on the go. With all the good sides, I suppose, of having it at home, that you can play it whenever you want and you don't have to go somewhere to play it. But all the bad sides of the arcade, that you had to pay to play. Now, how does that work when I've already said it's free? Well, the game is free to play, but because you get addicted to the thing, it tempts you into buying. So with Clash of Clans, when you upgrade buildings, as you get later into the game, at first to upgrade a building it takes about a minute. So you have to wait about a minute for your building to upgrade and your new thing to be available. I'm now at the point where upgrades take a week, sometimes 2 weeks, sometimes 15, 16 days to do one upgrade that you then have to wait for it to finish. And you can't have everything upgraded at once. You're limited in how many things you can upgrade at a time. Also, to save up enough of the stuff, because you have to go and fight for your stuff to build those buildings and troops and what have you with. I have to save up for so long that it's actually kind of a month to do an upgrade. So what they do is they let you buy gems. Now you can actually earn gems in the game, but you only earn them at probably a rate of an average of 1 or 2 per day. And to upgrade a building that takes 2 weeks to build tends to be several thousand gems. So you're not going to save up for 1,000 days to get one. So what do? You have to buy gems. Now I won't, because I'm a skinflint and I refuse to fall into this model, this freemium model as they call it. I'd rather be defeated. I'd rather not advance as quick. But I won't fall into that trap, because once you're in the trap you'll just carry on buying, and that's how these people make the money. But even with this model of buying gems, it's kind of buy 10 gems or 25 gems or something. It sounds like it's not too much. It's 79 pence or something. I suspect it's $1 in America or something like that. Just going around this roundabout slowly because it's all white paint and wet leaves. But they will let you buy a big pack of gems, probably enough to upgrade one building, but only one building, or maybe 2, depending on what level you're at, for a big chest of gems or whatever they call it. But that costs £79. I'm assuming it's $100 or something in America, I don't know. Maybe somebody who's there will know. And it sounds appalling. I mean, for that kind of money, you can buy 2 games for your PlayStation that you can play forever. Or if you don't have to have the latest games, and I don't, I'm still playing Warcry 2 and Resistance 3 on my PS3, you can probably buy 10 games. Buy them either second-hand or old ones off the internet. Candy Crush is similar. You play a level, and if you don't beat it, you lose a life. And once you've lost 5 lives, you've got to wait for them to recharge, which takes a couple and a half hours. Or you can buy lives. And again, to buy lives, you have to spend real money. Now, it doesn't sound like a lot, what I say, when you see the 79p's and what have you. But here is a company that, not too long ago, the director, the main man, had to go because their 3 months of profit had reduced to $250 million. I mean, we're talking huge money just off the back of these games. And I think that tells you I said it was everything wrong with the gaming industry. It's 95% of what's wrong with the gaming industry, I think. 5% is that back when games came on cartridges and tapes and discs before the internet, you didn't have to be hooked up to the internet for everything, which meant that developers had to actually get rid of the bugs before they released software, rather than releasing it and letting you find the bugs when you started playing it and then releasing patches over the internet. I found that quite distasteful too. But yeah, it's strange though, the games I play the most do seem to be the ones that are just that easy to pick up, like the Candy Crush type things and the Clash of Clans. You can just pick them up and start playing. Whereas the PlayStation games are more in depth, so you feel like you want to play for longer. So it's not just a pick up and waste 10 minutes type game. And yet the PlayStation games are immeasurably more impressive and better and more fun than those ones on your phone. Weird, isn't it? Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you're one of these people who spends money. We talked about Impossible Mission before. Some of the later levels on Candy Crush, I think Ethan Hunt would give up on them. He would just get, I'll stick to shooting bad guys if that's alright. Let me know what you think. Have I hit the nail on the head, or have I committed heresy by having a go at Clash of Clans? Or worse, have I committed treason by having a go at King, the makers of Candy Crush? Anyway, thanks for watching this inane drivel. Ride safe everyone, and I'll talk to you all again soon.